Everybody's in good physical shape. Can you just speak to the process or what it takes to navigate this 3-day tournament on the mental standpoint?
Well, it's just up to the kids to kind of focus on what they want to get out of those 3 days. Obviously you're training year-round for it, so just be yourself.
If Carter, and perhaps they don't need any, if Carter and Aaron were to ask you for advice, the fourth year, the fourth title, what would you tell them?
I would give them that advice and keep it between them and myself, probably.
Well, that didn't help.
Trying to play me with these questions. I like it. Not play me, but
Best case scenario, you guys have 14 minutes on the mat each day, and probably a 45-minute warm-up and a half-hour warm-down. How do you help them negotiate the rest of the downtime to make sure that it's productive and positive?
I think it's the same kind of question as the last one, right? It's just them. They prepare for this. I mean, they're used to, sitting around and waiting for matches throughout the day, and it's similar throughout their growth and their development over the years as a wrestler, as an athlete, and as a person. It's this is just one little part of their life. They've got plenty of other things to do and think about throughout the day, so they'll be fine.
What's one thing you as a coach look forward to for this tournament? Is it the newer guys getting their first taste of it? Is it the experienced guys continuing to do what they do?
I just think it's a lot of fun. You have the team component, and then you have these individuals trying to reach goals that they've had from the time they first probably got into wrestling, who knows how many years. So, anytime you have a chance to go out and get after something that's been a dream of yours for a long time, it's pretty darn exciting, I think.
How much time do you have to actually process what's going on with the rest of the tournament, other than your guys? Like the team race, some of the bigger at certain weights. Do you have any time to keep track of that?
Everybody has the same amount of time, and you have so much energy, and you can choose to focus on what you choose to focus on. We don't worry about the other teams or the scores or what's going on. That's not to say that our kids always do that or don't do that. That's up to them. They get to make those decisions. But as a staff, we just focus on our team and getting our guys ready for their next match.
If you were to look back in November, or look ahead in November, could you have envisioned what likely tonight will be 7 top 3 seeds and all 10 probably in the top 8?
I don't know. I know that seeds don't really mean a whole lot when it's all said and done. It's you definitely earn that with your body of work, and it's just a matter of going out there and being yourself and just competing the way you want to compete. The seeds, you just don't know. That's kind of the question I was asked before. You don't really worry about who's next or where you're at. You just got to take care of what's in front of you, and everything else will work out.
What's it been like to see Braden Davis rise this season, in a season where you've said that the goal for him was to get in there?
Yeah, I think it's been great. he's just a competitor, and it's a lot of fun to be a part of a kid's career and their season when they're willing to go out there and just fight hard, because that's really what it's all about. It's just being willing to go out there and compete when the lights are on, and to go after what you want. I think that's a special thing, and not being afraid to fail or make a mistake, and if you do, which we probably all will. There's probably never been a perfect match wrestle. You keep hustling, and he's a guy that he just keeps hustling, and we love that about him.
Is there an added aspect to, I guess, what it can do for some of the lightweights, and maybe, I know he's a young guy, but some of the guys coming up in the room, because you guys haven't had somebody there at 125 kind of show those type of results for quite a while?
Yeah, I think it's it's a team sport, and how they obviously keep score, but you're competing as an individual, so it's each individual's responsibility to get fired up and ready to go, and be in the moment, and if you're relying on somebody else to inspire you or motivate you, things probably aren't going to work out for you anyways.
How do you gauge, or can you gauge that when you're recruiting somebody? Like you said, it's about wanting it, going out there. Like, can you kind of narrow that down when you're recruiting a guy?
You know, you do your best. You know, sometimes you know, there's surprises either way. You know, good and bad. But you know, I think kids don't change a whole lot. You know, with their attitudes and how they approach. How they approach things, especially as they get towards the end of their high school career. So a lot of it has to do with who they're surrounded by and the perspectives that they have. I mean, a lot of these kids that are tough and, you know, they compete well and get after things. It's not because of anything we're doing, it's because of the way they were raised and the role models that they've had in their lives and their parents and their high school coaches and their youth coaches. You know, and I've said this over the years, but at this point, we just try not to get in their way. You know, we just try to support them and make sure they have everything they need, and just let them go do their thing.
Comparatively speaking, with Mitchell, you had less of a body of work compared to like some freshmen with your recent body of work. But I still think you probably weren't surprised at his ability to dig deep and come back from a couple big deficits. But at what point in the recruiting process did you see that capability in him?
Well, he spent you know, a semester at Cal Baptist, and his senior year in high school, you know, he really jumped levels. So you know, those patterns, and that he was trending as you know, as we would say, he was trending in that direction. And I was familiar with him. You know, I had a few phone calls with him, you know, before he signed at Cal, and we were talking about, you know, bringing him out here. But so I was familiar with him, but it's still just something where he, you know, things were coming together for him. He obviously had a really good. His dad is one of the best coaches in America, and then the Askren brothers, and Ben Askren's one of his mentors and, you know, his coaches. So yeah, he was definitely trending in the right direction at the right time for sure, and he's still getting better. And a lot of that's just your attitude. You know, I mean, you get to college, and your attitude is first and foremost.
When you're going through that recruitment process, like you're looking at that, how many people are you talking to? Because it's coaches, it's trainers, I'm sure. How do you try and figure that out?
You know, we probably spend a lot less time recruiting than we should. You know, we rely a lot on kids that want to come here, just letting us know that, because, you know, they're trying to find the right fit, and you know, we're trying to find the right fit. So, you know, if and kids are familiar with how things operate. I know there's a lot of marketing that goes on in recruiting. I mean, marketing's a part of everything we do, but I think if you look closely, you know, kids know if this is the right fit for them just by the homework that they do and their parents are doing. So I think it's just kind of a two-way street, the recruiting process, but we rely a lot on kids that want to come here, and we've had a lot of success with the kids that let us know that, and so, you know, we put a lot of weight in that. You know, if we have to spend a lot of time trying to talk somebody into coming here, that hasn't always worked out the best for us. I mean, there were cases where it did, but some that don't.
Coach, obviously we've asked a billion times, but again, Carter's Thrache injury. How's he trending, getting closer to his?
Yeah, he's doing well. I mean, there was some drama and some things over the weekend, but you know, we felt really comfortable. That was obviously in his best interest to kind of not give him the opportunity to wrestle and just stay healthy. And I think it was definitely the right decision. And he's doing well. He'll be ready to go. I mean, he's Carter. I mean, he was going to wrestle that day, and he probably would have done really well, but just the risk of it and didn't make sense, as I already kind of discussed. So, but yeah, he's doing well. He's getting better and feeling better pretty much every day. I mean, this is, if you look at, you know, how long ago the injury occurred. I mean, these days are big, and you know, he's seeing progress every day.
How do you rein in his emotions? He seems like a really emotional guy a lot of times.
He's just passionate. You know, he loves wrestling. He's a competitor. He wants to win. He wants to be the greatest, and he wants to dominate every match. And so, yeah, I love it. I think it's great.
Do you think with that mindset that, you know, if he goes out and gets that fourth, that will propel him maybe to want to come back and become the only 5-timer next year?
Yeah, I have no idea. I don't know. That's something that, I've had some discussions with him privately about some of those things. I'm sure he has a lot of people in his ear, but, the goal now is just go get number 4.
Coach, is there anything that, when you have to approach those kinds of tough conversations, when there may or may not be a disagreement or somebody strong in how they feel about something, just how do you personally approach those things with a wrestler or a fellow coach?
You just be honest, and try to just be as transparent as you can. Obviously, as a staff, we discuss things in depth and think about things in depth. We trust our trainers, we trust our doctors, and ultimately, we're going to do what's right, and the consequences will follow. We're at peace with doing what we think is right, and things will work out after that.
What's the hardest thing when you're trying to go for number 4? What's the hardest?
It just depends on, I think, who it is, right? I think the key to any sustained success is just don't change, right? I mean, you just don't change what you're doing. Don't take things for granted. You have to compete with gratitude and with enthusiasm, and you see that a lot, even in all aspects of life. People kind of like being the underdog. They like to think they're maybe a victim or picked on or something, but really it's I really value the person that's expected to win, and they just go out there and do it. More so. I mean, it's easy to be an underdog. That's so. Same thing with going for 4 is you just you have an opportunity to do something exciting, and you can be motivated by that, or you could allow fear or kind of doubt or something kind of slow you down. But it's a great opportunity for these guys to just go do what they do. Cool.
Thank you.
All right. Awesome. Thanks.